right. Lesson number 10. Oh, by the way, homework. I don't think I'm getting homework from anybody.
I don't have the book.
I think somebody, Araceli, you sent me homework, yeah?
But not for this class. I don't have the book.
You don't have the book?
No.
Me neither.
Okay, Danya needs a book. Araceli needs a book. Cesar Eduardo, do you have the book?
Yeah, I have the book and I did the homework, but I forgot to say you. I'm sorry.
I have the book, teacher, but I didn't know because I was in the last class.
All right, yeah. Make sure you're doing the homework, but if you're just doing the homework and you don't share it with me, it's not going to help you, right? The idea of the homework is to give you a way to practice and to study and to improve. And so I need to see your homework so I can take a look at it and see what I can help you with, okay? There's a reason for it. So I'll make sure and I'll get you the book, Danya and Araceli, after class here. And then Cesar and Eduardo, please, please, please send me your homework so that I can grade it for you.
Okay, well, what was the homework, teacher, for last class?
Lesson number 9. Okay.
Lesson number 9, okay.
All right. All right, so in this lesson, lesson number 10, we're going to review talking and telling stories. We'll talk about the grammar, the difference between countable and uncountable nouns, as well as the simple past tense. And probably won't have time for it today, but if there's time, we have a listening activity to do with Martin Luther King Jr. Let's tell some stories. Let's see here. Who's married?
Me.
Who has a wife or a husband? Danya? Okay. Let's start with you, Danya. How did you meet your husband? Try and give us some detail. And for everybody that's listening to Danya tell her story, I want you to make this interactive, to make questions, to try and engage in a real conversation here. Okay?
Okay.
So Danya, how did you meet your husband?
I met my husband 21 years ago in my quinceañera.
Did you say 21 or 31?
21 years
21
ago.
years ago. Wow. Good for you. 21 years.
Yeah, on my quinceañera.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Okay.
More details, or that's it?
Yeah, so how did it happen? It was at your quinceañera. What was the situation?
He came with his family, and his brother was my friend,
Okay.
and he, ¿cómo se dice? Introduced me.
Yeah.
And we were talking for a little bit,
Okay.
and I give you my number.
You gave me your number?
No, give him my number.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And before, no, after he called me
Uh-huh.
and invite me hang out,
Okay.
and that's it.
I like your use of the word hang out. Very, very good, Danya. He invited me to hang out. Perfect. All right. Questions for Danya?
How was your quinceañera, Dania?
It was funny. Fun? Is funny or fun?
So funny would be like it made you laugh. Fun means you had a good time.
Fun.
Fun.
It was fun.
Mexico? It was in Mexico?
Yeah, in Mexico.
Okay.
In Chihuahua.
Chihuahua. Okay.
Hey, I'm from Chihuahua. Why you don't invite me?
Why didn't you invite me?
because I didn't
No,
know you. Or I didn't, yeah, I didn't know you.
And are you still living with your husband?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
good
am
for you.
still with him. Yeah. Today is ¿cómo se dice? Our
Anniversary?
20th anniversary. Yeah.
Today?
Yeah.
Oh,
And you're-
Congratulations.
Class?
where's the party?
I can't because the pandemic.
In English, it's called a pandemic. Pandemic.
Pandemic. Okay.
Pandemic. Okay.
Wow. So did you dance at your quinceañera? Did you dance at your party?
Yeah. Yeah, it ends.
Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. Nice job. Nice job with that, Danya. Nice job. All right. Araceli, how has the weather been?
It has been hot,
Okay. Yeah.
Very hot.
very hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
At this time it's windy here where I live.
Yeah. Right now it's windy.
Yeah,
Uh,
now it's windy. But
at my house, I live in Montbello, and at my house, it all of a sudden, it was really, really hot, and then all of a sudden, the wind picked up, and now it's starting to rain.
yeah.
And so now it's cooling off. It's nice when it cools off like this because of the rain.
Do you hear, teacher, about the, I don't know how you say, but it's something to come from the desert, the Sahara, the sand. Do you hear about it? It's a big storm of sand from the desert, Sahara Desert.
A big sandstorm from the Sahara Desert?
Yeah, yeah. And right now is where I come from. Right now is crossing Durango is where I'm from. I saw a
Really?
video. Yeah, I saw a video. Yes, it's right there. It's crossing Durango right now.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cesar, how has your family been?
My family been very good.
Has been.
Has been very good, teacher.
All right. Eduardo, what have you been doing at work lately?
I have doing well. I'm a framer and safety, so I have been checking all the print tasks, my work with my workers, co-workers, and after that, I have been doing some frame doors and a pre-rack.
Yeah, I have been framing doors. I have been framing doors.
Framing doors.
And some what? Pre-work?
Pre-rack is it's a little piece of sheetrock that you put in the frame, and it's before the sheetrock.
Ah, okay.
That's why the pre-rack.
Pre-rock. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that term, but okay, good. Very good. Let's see here. So you do the framing for construction. Do you do like new construction or like renovations and stuff?
Or like what, teacher?
Do you do new construction or renovations?
Renovations. Well, it's I think construction because I'm working in the downtown, building apartments. So right now I'm working on some building. It has 13 floors
Well,
and all of that is apartments. So and we start from the ground.
wow. That must be interesting to be part of a big, huge project like that.
Yeah, and before that I was working in Black Hawk, building a hotel. It's the Monarch Hotel. It has 25 floors.
Wow. Cool. Good. Dania, what have you been doing in your free time?
I have been watching a TV series.
In English, right?
Yeah, Blacklist.
Oh, Blacklist. That's a good one. I like
Yeah.
it. That's a good one. It's an interesting program. That actor,
Yeah.
the main character is he has a very strange
Yeah.
personality. But it's a good show. I like that show. Wow. Very incredible. Incredible is the right word. It's not, not very realistic, I don't think, but it makes for a good TV show.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Has anybody else seen that show, Blacklist?
Not.
No? I recommend it.
No.
It's very entertaining. I like it. I like it.
It's entertaining.
Tell us about Blacklist, Anya. What's Blacklist about?
Alright. I don't know the name, but the principal actor is
The main actor.
the main actor. He is
Red.
Robert.
Raymond Redmonton, right?
Yeah, he's
Red.
a Robert. Is Robert or
Yeah, he's a
bad.
criminal. He's a
It's
criminal.
bad.
He's like a criminal mastermind, like a criminal
But
genius.
but he helped the police to get the other criminals.
Yeah, specifically the FBI. It's
FBI, yeah,
not the police, but the FBI.
and he helps the FBI forget the other criminals. But maybe I don't know. One lady is in the FBI. I think it's his daughter, but I'm not sure. But it's interesting, really, really interesting.
Yeah, I like that show. That's a good one. Okay,
Okay.
good. I'm glad to hear that you're watching a show in English because I have a lot of students that they don't leave their Spanish ways, and they only get English when they come to class with me. But that's a great way to practice your English. Good, Danya.
Sometimes it's hard for understand, but I
Sure.
try.
That's part of learning a new language. It's hard, it's gonna be
Yeah,
comfortable. It's if you wanted to be comfortable, you just keep doing things and talking in Spanish, right?
yeah.
But you want to grow, you want to learn, and that's what it takes. Good job. I'm proud of you. Good. Araceli, have you been planning on doing anything exciting?
Yeah, sometimes or some things.
Okay.
One of them is I went or I do, ay, no sé cómo se dice. I did rafting. I went to do rafting.
Oh, nice. You went.
It was very exciting. Really, really nice experience.
When did you go?
When?
Yeah.
Is 1 year ago.
Oh, you went last year.
Yeah.
I haven't done that. Whew. Goodness. Really? In like 20 years. But it's fun. Yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah, it's so fun.
I recommend everybody do it. Here in Colorado, there's so many places you can go. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
When I
really nice experience. I recommend it.
when I was growing up, we lived in Georgia, which is in the southeast, and we used to go rafting in North Carolina a lot.
Mm.
Every summer we went. I've only been here in Colorado one time, I think. Just once in Colorado. Used to do it a lot though. It's good. Cool. Anything else?
Mm.
It's hard to plan to do anything exciting right now because it's, you know, pandemic,
Yeah.
coronavirus. We can't do it. We can't do anything exciting right now.
Yeah, it's correct. We can do anything.
For
We
me,
have a lot of plans, but we can do anything.
For me, I drove to Boulder on Monday for a doctor's appointment.
So,
To
Not
Boulder?
very exciting, right? But it was really exciting because I left my neighborhood. It's like the first time.
Yeah, it's
teacher,
true.
I drive every day to
on
Boulder.
I-70. Oh, I can't wait for this to end. I cannot wait for this to end. All right. Let's switch gears a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about grammar. Countable and uncountable nouns, okay? We've got two main kinds or types of nouns in English. We have nouns that you can count, 1, 2, 3, and then we have nouns that you cannot count. And then we have different grammar rules based on these types of nouns. So the first one is a countable noun. People, place, and things that can be counted, okay? They can be singular or they can be plural. Like an apple, you can have one apple, you can have 2 apples, or you can have 3 apples. You can have a glass, right? 1 glass or 2 glasses or 3 glasses. You can count them by the individual objects. Then we have something called an uncountable noun. Specifically, these are substances like water. You can't count water. You can measure water, but you can't count it. Other things are like concepts, like math, or, you know, like a concept, an idea. Here we have the example, milk. We can't count milk. You can measure milk. You can count bottles of milk, or you can count cups of milk, but milk, the noun itself, you cannot count. Okay? Some other examples of uncountable nouns include music or art, love or happiness, advice, information or news, furniture, luggage, rice, sugar, butter, water, electricity, gas, power, money, currency. These are things you cannot count. You cannot have more than one of these things. You can measure it, but you can't count it. Countable nouns, they can be singular or plural. My dog is playing, that's a singular example. My dogs are playing, or are hungry. My dogs are hungry, that's plural. We can use the indefinite article a or an with countable nouns. A dog is an animal. But with, to keep going, when it is singular, we must use a word like a, the, my, or this with it. I want an orange. You can't say I want orange. You have to say I want an orange or specify the number. Where is my bottle? Not as where is bottle. When it's plural, however, you don't need an accompanying adjective or article. You can just say I like oranges or bottles can break. Okay. We can use some or any with countable nouns if they are plural. I have some dollars. Do you have any pens? We can also use some or any with uncountable nouns. I have some money, or do you have any rice? We can use quantifying words with countable nouns, like a few, many, a lot of. For example, I have a few dollars. I don't have many pens. We can use a little, a lot of, and much with uncountable nouns. I have a little money. I don't have much rice. Okay? So depending on the type, the quantifying adjective might change. All right, so notice the difference between with a countable noun, we can say a few. With an uncountable noun, we can say a little. We can't use these expressions back and forth. All right, like at the bottom, I have a cup of sugar. I have a little sugar. You cannot say I have a few sugar. That is not correct. Okay. I have too much sugar. I have too many cups of sugar. Okay. You cannot say I have too many sugar. You can also not say I have too much cups of sugar. So again, you can't cross these words. These specific words, a few, many, and a lot of, a few and many go with countable nouns. In uncountable nouns, use the words like a little or much. A lot of you can use in either situation. I have a lot of cups of sugar. I have a lot of sugar. Okay. Tell me, is this noun countable or uncountable? Boxes of pizza.
Countable.
Boxes is countable, yeah.
Pizza.
Flowers.
Countable.
Countable.
Yeah, you can have one flower or two flowers. Good. Money.
Uncountable.
Uncountable. Uncountable.
It sounds like I heard a couple of.
Uncountable.
Does everybody agree it's uncountable?
If you said money, yeah.
Money is uncountable.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's kind of a trick question because everybody counts their money, right?
Yeah.
Dollars are countable.
You can count dollars. Very good, Araceli. Yeah, you can't.
But money.
Money, the noun, is not countable. You can't have one money and two monies. You can have $1,
Yeah.
$2, but yeah. Okay, good job. Information,
Uncountable.
uncountable. People,
Uncountable.
Uncountable.
people are countable, yeah. You can have one person or two
Countable,
people, 3 people, 4 people.
Okay.
It's irregular because it doesn't end with S, but people is plural, so it's countable. Pencil,
Countable.
milk,
Uncountable.
Uncountable.
good, yeah. So it sounds like you have a pretty good understanding of when you would say, you know, of how these work, right? So to give an example of this, right, I could say something like, how many boxes of pizza did the delivery guy bring, right? How many flowers are growing in your garden this year, okay? How much money do you have in the bank? How much information do you need to make a good decision? All right. To continue down this path, uncountable nouns are usually treated as singular in terms of the verb conjugation. Okay, for example, this news is very important. Your luggage looks very heavy. Okay, so notice that the verb conjugation is in the third person singular here. This news is very important. It is important. Your luggage looks heavy. It is heavy. It looks heavy. Okay. When we can't use the indefinite article a or an with uncountable nouns. Okay. For example, you cannot say an information or a music. You can measure it though. A piece of news, a bottle of water, a grain of rice. We can break it down by a measurement like that. So, you know, some good quantifying nouns that we can use with the following words. We could say something like a box of pizza, right? A bowl of salad, a can of soda, a piece of cake.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean here?
Yes.
So that's how you would, yeah, some dollar bills, right? Some bills of money, some money bills, some ice cream, a scoop of ice cream, an ice cream cone or 2 ice cream cones. That's the way you measure it, and you break it down into a measurement. Moving on along, countable and uncountable nouns. Some nouns can be both countable and uncountable, although it might change the meaning. So time, In the uncountable sense of it, what time is it? It's 4:30. When we refer to time as the hour of the day, it's not a countable noun. But when we make it plural, how many times have you traveled to Europe? We're changing the meaning from the time of day to the number of occasions that you've done something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like in Spanish, you would use two different words here, vez and tiempo. But in English, we have the same word. Hair. Like looking at my head, you know, this is just hair in general, right? You don't say I have 1 hair, 2 hairs, 3 hairs, 4 hairs, 5 hairs. I guess technically you could count all that, but it would be very rare. So our example here is I don't have much hair, I'm almost bald. Now, a countable hair is like when you're eating food and you find 1 hair or 2 hairs or 3 hairs in your food, and there you can quantify it. Okay. Drinks, honestly, are substances. They should not be countable, grammatically speaking. You know, technically you shouldn't say 1 coffee or 2 coffees, right? You should say 2 cups of coffee or 3 cups of coffee. Like, hey guys, I'm going to Starbucks. How many cups of coffee should I get? It is commonly acceptable, though, conversationally, to make these into countable nouns. Hey, I'm going to go out for some beers. You know, how many beers should I order? Right? It should be how many cups of beer or how many beer cans. But you know. That's the way the language is changing over time. Okay. This is just another kind of illustration, so you can see what this looks like. So we'll wrap up with just a little bit of conversation tonight. Who likes ice cream? I like ice cream.
I think everybody.
Everybody, yeah. I've met people that say they don't like ice cream. I don't understand it. But
yeah.
Danya, how much ice cream do you usually eat?
I usually eat 2 scoops of ice cream.
Okay. Yeah. Araceli, how many cans of soda do you drink in a typical week?
I don't drink soda.
No?
No.
0. Who drinks soda?
I do, teacher.
Okay, Cesar, how many cans of soda do you drink in a typical week?
I think like 5 cans of soda.
Yeah, that's normal.
Sometimes more.
All right, I'll ask this one to you then, Araceli. How many bouquets of flowers have you received from your husband?
I have received many bouquets of flowers.
Yeah.
A lot of flowers.
Good. This is a terrible question. I'm not even going to ask it. How much money do you have in savings? Not a polite conversation starter. I'm going to skip that one. You're saved today, Eduardo.
I'm broke. I don't have money.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's like me. I've got negative money.
Yeah.
How much candy do your kids eat typically, Eduardo?
Well, I don't have a kids.
Oh, no?
Oh,
Mm.
But I eat a lot of candies.
You do?
Yeah.
Te come las de los niños.
Like a kid.
What is the past tense of the verb buy?
Both.
Bought? Uh-huh. And then what about in the negative form? To say no.
I don't know, teacher. I don't know if it's voted, but I don't know.
So in the negative form, it's going to be didn't buy.
Okay.
So remember, you have to use the auxiliary verb to do to make something.
All right. So when you're talking about negative, is the thing that you did it?
Yeah, I didn't buy.
Okay.
All right. What's the past tense of forget?
Forget it.
This one's going to be forgot.
Forgot.
Mhm.
Okay.
And what about the negative?
Hmm. I don't know, teacher.
So here you want to say didn't forget. Didn't forget. Hi, Araceli. Can you hear us?
Hi, yes, how are
How
you?
are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was good.
Good. Do you want to do this one, Araceli, the past tense of cost?
I think it's the same.
Cost, yeah. And then the negative form?
Didn't cost.
All right. Past tense of send? Eduardo?
Is sent.
Yes. And then the negative?
Didn't send.
Yep. Araceli?
Did. Um, didn't did.
Didn't do.
Didn't do, yeah, somewhere.
All right. Last one. Eduardo, spend?
Spent.
Okay. And then the negative form?
Yeah. Didn't spend.
Didn't spend. Okay, good. All right. So, I want you to give me 3 positive sentences and 3 negative sentences with these words in the past tense, okay? Do you want to give me one, Eduardo?
Uh, okay. All right. This last weekend, I bought a ticket to fly next month.
Good.
Um. All right. Today in the morning, I forgot uh close my door, my house.
Okay. Did you forget to close the door or did you forget to lock the door?
I forgot to lock the door.
To lock the door, yeah.
Yeah. And this last weekend, I spent a lot of money.
Okay. All right. Now give me 3 negative.
All right. Uh, um, Yesterday, I didn't forget clean my house.
Good. I didn't
Um,
forget to clean my house.
what, teacher?
I didn't forget to clean my house.
Okay. Mm, today, I didn't buy food to eat in my job.
Okay.
And this last Saturday, I didn't send an email.
Okay, good. All right, Araceli?
Okay. Yesterday, I sent a message to my daughter.
Okay, good.
I did much exercise today.
I did a lot of exercise today.
A lot, okay. I did a lot exercise today.
A lot of. A lot.
A lot of. I did a lot of exercise today.
Very good out of 7.
I don't know how use cost is, for example, my shoes cost a lot of money. Is it correct?
That works. That's correct.
Okay.
All right. Now give me 3 negative sentences in the past.
Negatives. I didn't. This month, I didn't send money to my parents.
Okay.
I didn't do my homework this weekend.
Araceli.
I'm sorry. So, my classes didn't cost too much.
Good. All right, good job. Okay, we're gonna watch this video. Let's see here.
Espera.
All right, can you see this YouTube video?
Yes, teacher.
Martin Luther King Jr. was
Can you hear this okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
teacher.
born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1929. Faith was always an important part of daily life, as both his father and grandfather were Baptist ministers. He thrived at a segregated high school, graduating at 15, before heading off to Morehouse College. He then dedicated 3 years to theological study at Crozier Seminary in Pennsylvania. While earning his graduate degree at Boston University, he met Coretta Scott, who he would marry and have 4 children with. King and his family settled in Montgomery, Alabama, when he became the 20th pastor of the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church. When Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to relinquish her seat to a white man on a Montgomery City bus in 1955, the incident lit a fire under the burgeoning civil rights movement.
His boycott of the bus system in Montgomery, Alabama was tremendously successful because he was incredibly strategic and he worked with other people to get the individuals in Montgomery, Alabama to understand that they weren't going to take it anymore.
King's experience, passion for the cause, and position in the community gave him the credentials to become a leader in the 381-day boycott of the city buses. On December 20th, 1956, the Supreme Court ruled segregated buses to be unconstitutional. This was a major victory for the civil rights cause and proved King's nonviolent methods of protest could yield results. King was now the national face of the civil rights cause. He was jailed over 20 times, was once stabbed in the chest, His house was bombed, and he suffered relentless personal attacks on himself and his family. For a man of peaceful intentions, he unfortunately spent much of his life the target of violent intent, yet the threats never stopped him.
Dr. King inspired thousands of people through his eloquence and through his fearlessness, especially after his home was firebombed, his wife, his children. They showed through their courage that they were prepared to give their lives to the cause of freedom.
King worked tirelessly to promote the cause he so strongly believed in. And from 1957 through 1968, he traveled over 6 million miles, delivered 2,500 speeches, wrote 5 books, and dozens of articles. His hard work and ability to communicate earned him such respect that he earned the ear of President John F. Kennedy, who personally met with King. Of all the speeches King delivered, none has stood the test of time like his famous I Have a Dream speech. Symbolically delivered from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in 1963, in front of 250,000 people, both black and white. King had become such a force in America that he was named Time Magazine's Man of the Year in 1963. A nice achievement indeed, but it paled in comparison when in 1964, he became the youngest man ever to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Martin Luther King Jr. was an American. He was deeply American. And what's striking to me is that he had more confidence and faith in American democracy, in the Constitution, and in the principles of fairness and opportunity than nearly all of his critics.
While in Memphis to lead a protest march defending the rights of striking garbage workers in April of 1968, King delivered a rousing speech titled, "I've Been to the Mountaintop." It would be his last. Standing on the balcony of his second-floor room at the Marine Motel in Memphis, King was shot and killed. In 1983, Ronald Reagan signed a proclamation declaring the third Monday of every January Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a public holiday to celebrate the man and what he stood for.
All right. Okay, so could you understand that pretty good?
Nope.
No?
Not pretty good.
Really? What, were they just talking too fast, or? What was hard for you to understand about that, Araceli?
Why I understand?
Yeah, why was it hard? Was he talking too fast, or?
Oh, so that's my problem, teacher. So I don't have practice. So when you speak, I understand because you speak not too fast. But when I hear, for example, a movie or something like this,
Yeah.
It's hard for me because I need to hear every day or every time that people talking.
Yeah.
So that's my problem.
Okay.
I need more practice.
More practice. That's
I understand, but no everything.
Okay. That's okay. So who was Martin Luther King Jr., in your own words?
And he was a person who fight for them.
Who fought?
Fought?
Past tense, fought.
Okay, fought for the freedom of the black people.
Not freedom.
Not freedom, for the rights.
For the rights. Yeah.
Rights
yeah, in terms of freedom, you know, slavery had been abolished, oh, I don't know, at least 100 years or something like that before Martin Luther King Jr. But he fought for equal rights, for civil rights. The name of this movement was civil rights, the civil rights movement, where, you know, he believed, as he is clearly correct, that everybody is equal. Just because of the color of their skin, that doesn't mean anything. So this was at a time where, you know, black people and white people in this country were not allowed to go to the same schools. They were segregated. So he fought for equal rights. Yeah, he was an activist. He was a leader. He was a civil rights leader.
Okay.
Good. How much do you know about him? This is for both of you. This is just an open conversation for both of you. So Eduardo, you can answer too. How much do you know about Martin Luther King Jr.?
Actually, this is my favorite time that I heard about him. So I don't know a lot, really.
No.
But I knew that the things that you said about he was a leader and he was a like focused person, something like that.
Yeah.
And all the things that he did to the civil rights and about the no violence and inspired about the little things the police or the politics did with the people. And I knew that he was a really, really good person. And and the way that he died.
Yeah, it's very tragic how he died.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what about you, Araceli? Do you know much about Martin Luther King Jr. or not too much? No. I really admire Martin Luther King Jr. and everything he did while he was alive. It's really amazing. His life story is fascinating. It's a great thing to, you know, watch movies about him, to read stories about him, read books about him. Really incredible everything he did, and the fact that he did it with nonviolent approaches. That was another key thing for Martin Luther King Jr. is that he would not allow violence at all. And there were other civil rights leaders going on at the time, and others advocated violence, and he was always all about doing things very peacefully. So it's amazing for me to see when great change is brought about just because of protesting or a boycott, like what they did with the bus, instead of like actually getting guns and weapons and fighting for something. So I think it's really amazing what he accomplished. What were some of his accomplishments that you learned about from this video?
Well, I think that he has like a memorial something memorial day for him.
A what?
I don't know how to say it, like one day in a year that when the people remember him.
Oh yeah, he's got a holiday. Yeah. There's a holiday. That's true.
So all the time when you talk about it, like somebody has somebody did something important and he has a day in a year, you call it holiday.
Well, this is, this specifically is called a holiday. His day, Martin Luther King Day, is a federal holiday.
Okay. Mm.
Okay, so that's a major accomplishment. What
He
about
won an award, a
yeah,
Nobel.
the Nobel Peace Prize? Yeah,
Mhm.
that's amazing. You know, not everybody gets one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And he was like a president or something like Christian leadership, something, I think.
Yeah, he was a minister in his church.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was a church leader. He was a preacher, you know. He had his own official church and congregation and you know people that followed him. He had a very large following. Yeah, good. Did you hear about him often in your country or only since moving to the United States?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah. What about you, Araceli? Had you ever heard of Martin Luther King Jr. before moving to the United States or only since you lived here? You know?
I think
The only thing that I know is that he's an
just
African.
here.
Right?
Just here? Yeah. Okay. Has Martin Luther King inspired you in any way or inspired one of your friends or family members?
Fine, teacher. What is that?
To inspire?
Yeah.
Inspiración.
Inspirar.
Yeah,
Oh,
inspirar.
okay, okay.
So has he ever inspired you in any way or inspired anybody you know to do something?
I think that he was inspired by his Christian beliefs. Mm.
No. So the question is, has his story inspired you?
Oh, okay.
Not what inspired him, but how has learning about MLK inspired you?
Well, no, I think that nobody from our family knows about Martin Luther King.
No.
No, because actually, well, all my family come from, well, is from Mexico, and when you are learning history over there, mm, the teachers don't never talk about people like him. I think, well, people like from United States, they
Yeah.
used to speak about Mexican people.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any heroes from your home country similar to MLK? People that fought for civil rights or liberties or anything like that in your country?
Um,
Mm.
yeah, I don't know how to say revolutionary teacher. It's like revolutionary.
Revolutionary? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm from Chihuahua, and the name of this person is Pancho Villa, and his last days he lives there.
Yeah, Pancho Villa, what did he fight for?
He was a revolutionary, but mm,
Hi, Danya.
Hi.
Nice of you to join us. So what was Pancho Villa's claim to fame? What did he fight for, Eduardo?
he was fighting about the revolution for the country.
Mm-hmm. Like specifically for what? Describe that to me.
Um,
What was the revolution?
It's something like Martin Luther King. He fought for the rights of the people. They got a better lives,
To have better lives, okay.
better lives, and
But what people? Because Martin Luther King was all about primarily focused on minorities, specifically Black or African
yeah,
American.
the black one. No, the Pancho Villa fought for the poor people.
Yeah, okay. Okay, good. All right, good job. Okay, good. So let's move on along here.